3 years ago, I made the decision to come to NEXA. It's been the best financial decision of my life so far. But it's been a tough road. For all you new LOs out there, it was a struggle. Those first 18 months were a big struggle. But let's go back in time. So I came into the mortgage business 20 years ago by happenstance, probably like most of us. We didn't know we were going to be here. Wasn't planned. 20 years ago, there were no licensing laws. Anybody could be a loan officer. Most people were a loan officer. I wanted so bad to be good at this job. But reality is, it takes years to be good at this job. I hated giving bad news. You gotta be okay giving bad news to be a good loan officer, or to be a decent loan officer. Comes with the territory. So I made the decision I needed to learn more. During the mortgage meltdown, I got into processing, worked for Chase Bank for a short stint. Then I was a remote branch processor for CMG Mortgage, processing all-in-one loans. After that, I got into underwriting over at Wells Fargo. Within 4 years, I was the highest level conventional, FHA, and VA underwriter. One of my specialties, fighting those underwriting conditions. After 10 years, I thought I was going to be a lifer at Wells Fargo. I was going to retire there, surviving layoff after layoff after layoff. This is a brutal business when you hang in there. Stressful. I was made an offer I couldn't refuse to go be a branch manager at Fairway Independent Mortgage. So I went over to Fairway. I was managing a pipeline of 200 loans. I was managing an income team. We underwrote income for every loan before we went to underwriting. I personally underwrote all the self-employed and variable pay income. Another one of my specialties. Kind of funny, I'm doing DSCR loans. I do other loans, but I like to focus on investors. Anything investors want. Fairway, after 2 years, corporate decided to shut our branch down. So after surviving layoff after layoff after layoff, I wasn't doing that anymore. Within a day, I went from making a nice six-figure salary to zero. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't have the savings. I wasn't prepared. Single mom, 2 kids. That's when Douglas Hart, who was my mentor when I first got in this business, talked me into coming over to NEXA. Come on the other side. Come and be self-employed. You don't have anybody watching your clock. Nobody's going to decide when I'm not going to have a job anymore. It's all up to me. So I made that decision 3 years ago, this month, to come over to NEXA. I wasn't ready for what was going to happen. Those first 18 months were brutal. Trying to build that business up, you think it's going to be so easy. I'll be able to get these clients. It's not. For that first 2 months of that 2022, I referred 1 loan, closed 1 loan. I knew I needed to do something to drive in this business. I was already a real estate investor, so I was going to meetups, telling people I'm originating loans now. Loans started trickling in. Closed 1 loan, maybe 2, then 0. After 8 months, I was struggling. I couldn't pay my bills. All my credit cards are maxed out. Home equity line maxed out. Had to make the decision to short sale my house. Couldn't pay my $5,500 mortgage payment in Scottsdale, Arizona. One of the lowest points of my life was that summer, 2023. a dear friend of mine got on the phone call with me because I had some really dark thoughts going on in my mind. He reminded me that I'm resilient and I can make it through this, and to keep putting one foot in front of the other and to keep going. I knew it. I can't go back. I don't want to go back to working for somebody else. I don't want to work for these companies deciding my future and my fate. So August 2023, I decided to brand myself DSCR Mortgage Gal. I was already doing some of these DSCR loans. You know, there's a bad rap in the business. People think you can't close those loans. At least that's what they were telling me before I started doing them. Even when I branded myself, people were like, don't be a one-trick pony. You don't want to go after one loan product. But you know what? I don't listen to people, especially when it comes to my business. So I went on all my social media, make sure I had TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I wasn't really using social media too much, but I changed my name, DSCR Mortgage Gal. Now, I was going to these meetups, and now I'm specializing in DSCR loans, making sure I tell everybody. Being the underwriter that I am, I started a spreadsheet, all different tabs for these lenders, minimum loan amount, minimum credit score, what's your cash out refi seasoning. I started putting out all the lenders, going into LOS. There's over 100 DSCR lenders. I started calling them all up, one by one, interviewing them, getting that on my spreadsheet, all that information. Quickly realized every DSCR lender has a different set of guidelines. It's not like conventional or FHA and VA. You can go get underwritten pretty much the same way anywhere. Big learning curve with the DSCR loans. You make a lot of mistakes. You make a lot of mistakes in this business period. It's how you learn. I still knew I had to do something more. Branded myself, I'm telling people, loans are starting to come in, but it's still not enough. That first full year, I closed 27 loans. Made 1/3 of the income I made the prior year. I wasn't surviving. Being the prideful person that I am, I wasn't going to go to my family or anybody else and ask them for money. How to do more? I hate talking in front of people. Just like public speaking's always been my number one fear. But I knew I had to put myself out there. So I started doing podcasts, volunteering. Hey, you're a real estate investor, you have a podcast, I'll talk on your podcast. I'll teach your investors about DSCR loans. I quickly became an expert at DSCR loans. Started talking on podcasts. We can play that first clip if you want.
Something I run into with a lot of my investors, especially those in the sub-2 community, the pay small sub-2 community. So they teach us, I'm in that community, they teach us to have a holding company and then have your LLCs under the holding company. That is a nested or a layered entity. A lot of these lenders, some of them, won't allow that.
That was my first one. I was nervous. But you know what? I'm behind this computer screen. I can't see those 40, 50 eyes in front of me. It's easy to do it that way. So I started talking on more podcasts and more podcasts and more podcasts and getting more business and more business. But I knew I had to do more. I still wasn't making it. So I started volunteering to talk at these meetups. That first meetup, you can go ahead and put that picture up if you want. I was so nervous. I was talking to 30 investors. I did not move from that one position. I was so nervous, I forgot to record it. I only had pictures. But I made it through, and you know what? Those investors got a damn good DSCR class. Everybody loved it, came up and talked to me. They thanked me. Tons of people wanted my information. They all wanted my card. If you focus on going after investors, get Blink, because we all use digital cards. After that, I started volunteering to talk at more meetups. I've got a couple more clips here if you guys want to take a quick peek. Every
I always
time,
give my investors a choice. You can go full doc, and we can collect all your income documentation, and it can be based off of your DTI, your debt to income ratio. But they always choose to go with DSCR.
every time I speak, I get a little better, feel a little more comfortable. If I can do it, you can do it. You guys got to do something different. You got to get out of your comfort zone. If you want to make a difference, you want to bring in more business, you've got to do something different. You can pick a couple more of those clips, and then we'll be done with the clips, and we can go into talking about building a business.
Where are you living? Where's your primary residence? Do you own it? Do you rent it? Do you live rent-free? Well, if you don't own any type of property, some lenders won't loan to you if you're a first-time home buyer.
I think I got one more. This is the last one I did last June, talking in front of 70 investors.
I want to educate the community, and there's
This
a lot of
isn't it.
misconceptions out there about DSCR loans. A lot of people think, you don't pull credit. That's incorrect. All of my lenders are going to pull credit. Everybody thinks these are non-recourse loans. That's also incorrect.
And this is the last one that I did last June.
I want you guys to be aware that these loans are generally going to be priced with prepayment penalties. What is a prepayment penalty? That means if you sell or refinance the house within that time period, you're going to be paying a fee. That's going to make a difference with how we price your loan.
Last year, my second year, full year being a loan officer, top 1%. I closed 97 loans. This year to date, I'm at 87. So I'm 20% going to be over last year, hopefully, by the end of the year. Let's talk about building a business. We can go ahead and put that PowerPoint up. Or maybe I have to click it. No, not that. We want to put the PowerPoint up. There we go. Okay. Find your niche. For me, it was investors. I was already an investor. It's just natural for me to go talk to investors. I was already friends with them. I meet most of my investors face to face, shake their hand, get to know them. I build that relationship. I don't get shopped. People don't really leave me. Like Holly said, that people have got multiple properties that refer. If you do a good job, they're going to refer their friends to you. They're going to refer everybody to you. So find your niche. There's some people that focus on military. I know a gentleman that does all-in-one loans. All he does are all-in-one shorts. He's so busy. I saw him presenting at an investor conference that I was at. Some people go after reverse mortgages. First-time home buyers. Some people go after agents, builders. So find your niche. Dial in on a loan product, especially if you're new. So they're trying to learn it all. Branding and marketing. For me, it's social media. I do use a lot of social media. I don't have a team. I have an amazing assistant, Lindsay. She processes all my loans. I don't have a social media person. I do it myself. I'm going to show you guys how. It doesn't take me a long time. Find out how you want to build your brand, get your marketing out there, whether it's social media. Some people use Facebook ads. I know somebody doing really well with Facebook ads. He's only been doing this a year. Professional flyers, yep. So podcasts, some people go on, talk on podcasts like I was doing. Some people have their own podcasts. There's other loan officers who have their own YouTube channels. They talk about the market and how it relates to mortgages nowadays. However it is, find how you can get your niche and your branding out there. Video content, shorts, podcasts, YouTube. My AI tools. I am getting into AI. I am definitely not an expert, and I am learning. So I made that video, that intro video. Took me an hour. I went into ChatGPT. I said, Write up a story about Liz Lopez. These are her characteristics. I took that, I downloaded it, or uploaded it into Suno. Suno made that video for me. I then paid Doug's VA $50 to actually go on my Facebook page and add videos and pictures. And there we go. That's my intro video, but you only saw half of it. So easy. Opus Clip is one of my favorite tools. I know Lacey touched on it earlier, I believe it was. So I try to record every time I speak on a podcast or in front of investors. I take that link, upload it in an Opus Clip. I hit a button that says, click here, and then it breaks it up into 1-minute clips. So easy. Then you schedule it to go out on your social media. I will spend an hour, hour and a half, once a month, scheduling those to go out. I don't touch it again. It goes out on all my social media channels. You don't have to pay money to have somebody doing your social media. My social media is very basic. Those videos are basic. If I can do it, you can do it. Gamma, this PowerPoint. I wrote it with Gamma within 5 minutes. I don't know if you guys have used it. Gamma's really easy to make PowerPoints for. HiGen. So I am currently building a bot of myself that's going to be on my website. And when my clients log into my website, they can ask my bot any questions about DSCR loans. I'm going to load all my videos in there, whatever I can about DSCR loans. So they can go ask basic questions to my bot instead of me. I also have my own chats. Just like Amplify has his own chat, I have my own investor chat. Any type of investor loan product, I've uploaded the guidelines in there, uploaded all my videos, I uploaded my spreadsheet. So I just go in that investor chat, whenever I need something, type it in there, pops it up just like I'm looking in guidelines of all these lenders. So if you guys haven't gone into AI, get in there. Get uncomfortable and do it. And if any of you guys are struggling like I was, come and chat with me. This is not an easy business, and you guys have to have thick skin. So I'm going to leave you with 4 of my mortgage tips. Number 1, be okay giving bad news. You got to get used to it. Comes along with this business. Stuff is going to happen. Stuff is going to go, and I want to use the other word, but I'm not because of Jerry. Stuff's going to go wrong. You got to have thick skin. You got to be okay with it. Don't put those calls off till the next day. Get them done now. It's going to eat you alive if you let that stress sit there, putting it off the next day, and you don't want to make that call to that client and give them the bad news. Just do it. The more you do it, the thicker your skin will get. Get used to making mistakes. I make mistakes. I've been doing this 20 years, all different positions. I still make mistakes. Get used to it. Get used to other people making mistakes and have grace, because everybody makes mistakes in this business. We can get really upset, stressed out when our loans aren't getting to closing on time. We're having issues with underwriters. I myself get in that position and find myself getting upset, but I have to forgive others and have grace. Lastly, find what you can do to relieve your stress, because if you don't, this business will eat you alive. And I myself have struggled with some addictions. Luckily, working out is my number 1 addiction. But I have some addictions that are not so good. And I know that there's other people in this business that also struggle with those addictions. So find your outlet, because you're going to need it. Thanks, you guys. God bless.